Okay. All right. Welcome to the Abundance Activation Series, everyone. My name is Solera. If you don't know who I am a spiritual channel and I help people create abundance in all areas of life. As the spirit guides always say, we want you to be rich and happy and not rich and miserable. So let's get started. Okay, I'll bring in the guides now. And if you're just, hopping in, say hello, tell me where you're from. All right, we're here. So, everyone, we are so excited and delighted to have your presence and energy here and understand that as you are, transforming, transitioning, and expanding into the next version of who you are. And sometimes there are going to be bumps, right? There are going to be some obstacles, there are going to be some challenges. And when people sometimes face these challenges, they get quite upset, and the reason why they're quite upset is because they feel like, oh, why is this so difficult? It should be, a lot easier. It shouldn't be this difficult. It should be simple. And yes, yes, um, ideally you will want all the things in life to be simple and easy and right, effortless. We understand that, but sometimes you are going to face challenges because the challenges are not really meant to harm you. Okay, really understand this. The challenges are not meant to harm you. The challenges are really here to upgrade you. But, it's kind of like exercising. You're not likely going to gain muscles if, you're just putting around, right? At home. It's going to feel hard when you lift the weights at the beginning because they're heavy, right? And you're trying to build the muscles. And when you do that, it's not going to be comfortable. Some people, of course, appreciate the feeling of that challenge. So they enjoy going to the gym, they enjoy lifting weights, right? They enjoy hiking, climbing the mountain, things like that. Okay. And there are people like Solera who really does not like any of that. Okay. So everyone is a little bit different in terms of how much you can handle. But Solera can handle a lot of mental stress. Like she can't necessarily climb a mountain. Well, she can, but she goes really slowly, right? But, climbing a mountain in her mind is not a big deal, right? So we want you to start building the resilience to create the kind of abundance that you say you want. Now, we really want to emphasize, right? God doesn't need you to be any other way than who you already are, right? You are whole exactly as you are. Okay, no one's here telling you what you should or shouldn't do, or that you have to change or improve yourself or any of this. Okay, um, you don't need to do that. But if you say, right, if you say you want to change and grow, and that's what really matters. It's what you say. It's what you want. It's what you decide for yourself, correct? Because if if you just keep the way you're living now, like it's not really a big deal. You're okay, right? Like you're okay. You don't have to change. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to go any one direction. But if you say you want something, that is your commitment to yourself. We're going to repeat that. That is your commitment to yourself, right? You don't have to do anything. So if you say, I want to be rich, that is a commitment that you're making to yourself. You're not making that for anybody else. You don't have to do it for anybody else other than who you are, right? So you can just be the way you are now. But if you're not satisfied, you're not happy, you don't feel content with where you are, then it means something's got to change, right? And most people will tell you this. A lot of students come to us and right, they say to Solera, oh yeah, I really want this, I'm so ready to change. And, they come to these master classes that we offer every once in a while, but nothing changes, right? Solera uh, met a friend recently, you know, who has been more or less in the same position for quite a few years. And yes, it seems like on the outside she's moving along, she's making money, doing all the things, but really she has made no progression on the spiritual level. And even on the abundance level, yes, she's doing it, she's increasing her wealth, but at the human pace, not at the pace that, right, we can teach you how to be at. Because people would rather stay in their comfort zone and do what they know than do something that is drastically different from what they have known. Right? Being the champion, like if you think of people who are gold medalists, they do new things, they advance themselves, they go really, really far. And they have to push that pain physically, right? If you're doing like gymnastics or basketballs, like it's painful on the physical body. They have to push that physical pain and then they have to push that mental pain. How many of you here are really ready for that deep inner transformation? Like you really have to ask yourself that, right? Because nobody can push you to do anything that's different. We are going to do a clearing for you today, and then we're going to answer some questions. And if you have questions about yourself, about your life, about how you can improve and transform and upgrade and move past your resistance, please write those questions now, okay, in the comments, and Solera will go through them. And when we're done with the clearing. So if you have something that you want to say to us, ask us, get clarification on, now will be the time. Okay. So you can just sit comfortably. There's nothing you need to do as we do a clearing. So some of that inner resistance is coming up. Okay. And that inner resistance is about stretching, right? Growing, expanding, but really leaving the comfort zone. The discomfort is coming from, your desire for change. You want to change, but you're really struggling with leaving the comfort zone. Okay, so that is what you will really have to address here. And we're going to do that clearing for you now, is that resistance to transform. And if you're okay with it, just type in yes. Okay. So we're going to start to do the clearing on those people who want the clearing, right? We're not going to give it to you if you don't want it. So you can say yes. Now, you just type in the comments, we can see. And also, if you're watching the replay or whatever, just do the same thing. Or say yes in your mind. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and clear. So there are a lot of layers that are coming up. Okay, it's like we're showing Solera. Have you seen one of those like 1,000-layer cakes, right? It's like a crepe cake, but really thin. And there are many, many, like 20 layers of thin crepe, and they stack it up and they put like, whipped cream in the middle. That's your resistance. Okay, it's like this thick. And they're each layer, and each layer is your limiting belief. Okay, start thinking about okay, what are your limiting beliefs? I'm not good enough. I'm not really sure. Right? There are a lot of things. So start to really think about those things that are really preventing you from moving forward. Like I'm too old, I'm too young, right? I need to lose weight. I need to look good first. I have to save up money first. So many, right? So many. So each layer, like these are just thoughts that you repeat to yourself. People don't want what I have to offer. People don't appreciate me. You know, if you are in a corporate job, it's hard to get a promotion now. Economy is not good. Like people really complain, right? So each layer, we're gonna just like peel it back. Okay. So you got to work with us on this because you have to think about them. Okay. Yes, I think this. Then we're clearing that. Yes, I think this. And we're clearing that. Yes, I think this, we're clearing that. Okay. All these things that we mentioned. I don't know what I want. I don't know what my life purpose. It's really hard to change. I'm already getting really old. You know, I want to go to Italy, but it's really hard to move internationally, whatever it is, right? So we're going to just clear that energy out of your feel now. These are the limiting beliefs that you have repeated to yourself over and over. Okay. Like, people don't like me, or I'm not good enough. Okay, let's just leave all of them now behind. Okay. Just drop it. It's kind of like when you say it to a dog that's like holding on to a bone, you're like, drop it, right? So kind of sometimes you have to tell yourself to drop it, right? So we're gonna clear that, just peeling back. Imagine there's like a piece of cake, right? We're just gonna peel it back for you, right? Layer by layer. We're just removing that, removing that, and removing that, removing that, removing that. Okay. Just gonna let the energy settle now. Some of you are still sort of fighting us. But we'll see, just relax. Just tell your mind, relax. Right? No harm is being done today. And even if you don't receive our healing, that's fine. You just be exactly the same person. You be the exactly same person. And if you're happy with that, that's fine, right? We're not here to dictate your life. Like, what you say is the command to the universe. So if you want to stay the same, by all means, stay the same. You have to probably go through the same lessons again the next lifetime. No one gets a get out of jail free card. Nobody. Not a single person. Okay. So if you like to stay where you are, by all means, do that. Okay. You'll just be in the same spot this year, next year, the fall. Solera's seen a lot of students, right, that come in and out, and some people don't really change. Like, she met them, let's say 5 years ago, and there's the same person 5 years ago. You really have to ask yourself, am I going to be really happy with where I am now 5 years from now? Or even a year from now? Okay. Change doesn't have to be slow, but change will take courage. It will take courage. Absolutely. Like, to do the scary things, it will take courage. Okay, we're going to just clear the last little bits of resistance that's coming up now. That we're down to like the last 30%. We'll just clear that for you today. Okay. We will clear as much as you are ready to be clear, right? We can't do any more than what you're willing to go, because we can't really push it on you, right? You have free will. I've said this 1,000 times. So as much as you're willing to be clear today, we're going to do that for you. Okay. Again, let the dust settle a bit. Let the energy just kind of settle a bit. It's like we're coming into your house. We're doing house clearing for you today. Okay. You're welcome. And just allow the energy to settle here. Okay, the last pieces are peeling off now. Again, just relax into it. There's nothing you have to do. And if you're willing to be clear, it will be cleared. Okay. And a lot of these are just residual stuff, right? That you're thinking about yourself. Oh, I'm not sure. I'm worried. I'm concerned. Some of it's just minor, which is fine. Some of it is a bit more heavy duty. And as much of as you're willing, it will be lifted. Some of the heavy duty ones. Okay. Maybe the heavy duty ones occupies your mind like 100% of the time before. Now it's going down to 70%. Now it's going down to 50%. And that's okay. Right. Because if we remove your deepest core beliefs all in one go, and you're not ready for it, you will feel so insecure and scared because your ego has relied on that misbelief for like 20, 30, 40, 50 years, however many years you've thought that. And if we just pluck it out, like, your sense of self will feel really rattled. You really will. Because all of a sudden you're like, who am I? I don't know who I am. because you haven't acclimated to that vibration. Right? It's like it would put you in a position of like Beyonce, like Taylor Swift tomorrow. You're going to be really rattled. It will be really, really scary for you. You're not going to be able to take on that much energy, right? Or just dump a pile of money into a bank account. This is why so many people lose it when they win the lottery, right? So many people lose it because they can't hold on to it. They haven't grown into that space. All their limiting beliefs are still there. They haven't really changed. They're the same person. Their money container is still small. So guess what? You can pile money on into the money container that's small, and then it overflows. And then guess what? They lose the money. It sounds like common sense, right? When we say that, like that should just be logical, except it's not always logical to people. So you can win the lottery today and you will not be ready for it because you haven't grown into that container. Okay, but the universe is like, okay, you want it, I'll give it to you. And when you have it, it is your job, right, to really then stretch into that bigger container. This is why we work on the energy container so often with students, because that needs to be stretched, grown, developed, evolved, expanded all the time. Like Solera's going to a stretching class here in Sydney, and it's painful for her. They say you should come for an hour. She's like, no, 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 I can only do 30 minutes. Right? Because even 30 minutes is a lot for her. For someone who doesn't really stretch at home and like, doesn't do anything, right? But like if you want to do a split, then you're going to need to do stretch probably every single day for more than just 30 minutes, right? Your whole body has to stretch. The same idea. Okay. If you have questions now, we'll be happy to answer them. So you can go ahead and type it in the comments box. Think about what area right now triggers you the most. That's probably a good area to start. Like, who is triggering you, right? What is triggering you? Where are you in your life, right? What stage where you're in, right? What age you're at right now? Are there things that you have wanted, when you're younger and you still haven't accomplished? So go ahead and start asking those questions. So I'm going to give you guys a minute while I drink my protein shake. Okay. First question is from Teresa. I'm afraid of what my peers in the spiritual space think. Think what? Can you be a bit more specific? That you are a certain way. Nancy says, my mother's triggering me. I feel stuck, like I have to entertain her and not work on my business. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and answer that question. Teresa, maybe you can tell me a little bit more what you mean. Okay, so the reason why your parents trigger you so much, not just you, right? Most people's parents trigger them. Because your parents are usually the one that are here to offer you the most amount of spiritual lessons. And this is why it's so triggering, because they literally are the ones set up, okay, by yourself, actually, by your soul, to push your buttons. You're like, oh, why would I do that? Right? But your parents are the ones who are here to push the buttons. Because they are really here to challenge you in this way. They're like the really tough gym coach, right? That makes you lift like another 10 pounds and go for another 5 minutes, do like 10 more push-ups. So it's deeply uncomfortable. So you feel stuck, like you have to entertain her because the child within you feels that. The adult self doesn't feel that. Okay, your adult self knows exactly what you want. But the child self, when you're with your mother, you automatically go back into your child self, automatically. Okay. because she's there and you've been with her since you were born. And the way you interact with her is going to be how you've always interacted with her. Because the inner child relies on the mother, right? So then in order to receive love from the mother, you have to quote unquote entertain her, to please her, to make her happy. So then the question we offer you is, what if you don't need her love? You literally have asked it, probably the hardest question, probably out of all the questions here. What if you don't need your mother's love? You see, as soon as you stop needing, requiring, expecting, demanding love from someone, they will have no hold over you because you know you can walk away from their energy anytime. So there are two parts to the situation. One is you yourself have to soothe the inner child. Again, that's something that if you want to work on would take some time. Okay, something that we will have to work on with you again and again and again, because the child needs to feel loved, be reparented, re-educated. You know, people come to us for money, but so much of what we do is a lot of inner child work, because your inner child is the one that sabotages you 80-90% of the time. You want to make money, you have to soothe the inner child. Okay, we're not just saying that to you, but we're saying that to pretty much everybody. The inner child will always come and sabotage you if she's not happy, she's afraid, she feels too scared. She's gonna say no, and then guess what? You won't be able to take the action that you say you want. You're not gonna be able to move forward on the projects you want to create, right? You're not gonna be able to expand into the amount of income that you want to make, because she's like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, imagine fighting with like a 5-year-old, but she's 5 years old all the time, right? The inner child, like, she doesn't necessarily grow up. You have grown up, but the inner child is the inner child. So imagine having a kid next to you that is always there. And everybody has to do that work. So number one, you have to repair in yourself. A good way of doing that is to journal with your inner child. Ask her what she needs. Ask her how she feels about her mother. Actually, you're the one who has to kind of give her that motherly love that she is looking for. Okay. So that she feels love, she feels love, she feels love. And once she feels love, she's not going to go to like the physical mother, your actual mother all the time and seek that. You're entertaining her because you have to please her to get her love. It's just that simple, right? If you didn't have to do that, you would just do whatever you want. You'll be able to set boundaries as an adult. I love you, mom, but if I spend all day entertaining you, I'm not going to make business. And if I can't, have a good business, I make money, then you're not going to really get very much of me soon. Right? So a lot of that is quite simple to do if you were in the right, proper mindset, like your adult self mindset. I hope that's clear. Okay. Really have to work on this again and again and again. Okay, let me go back to Teresa. Okay, so she says, I'm afraid of what my peers in the spiritual space think, that I'm not up to scratch, that I'm not good enough. Okay. So let's define good enough, right? What's good enough for you? Like, if we just give you like a magic wand and you can do anything, what would you create in order to feel like you are good enough, right? And you specifically talked about the spiritual space. So, right, in the industry of spiritual healing, channeling, psychic things, whatever, right? What do you need to feel that you're properly good enough, right? Solera, when she first started her business, she was approached by a very successful business coach, who asked her for a reading. And so Solera was still new, right? And she was like, well, I don't really know how to run a business. Like, I've never done that. And we said to her, well, you're channeling us, right? We've done all the things, right? We've been in every situation. You don't need to know because you're just allowing us to come through, allowing the divine messages to come through for the client. So you don't have to worry about it. Sure, you are not good enough if you want to think that, right? We said to her, but we're plenty good enough, right? You could be a billionaire today and come to us, and we would still have answers for you because it makes no difference to us. It's just a different level of expansion. We've seen it all, done it all, right? So as spirit guides, we don't have to reincarnate again. We've graduated and you're on the same path to graduate. So you as a healer, you're just allowing that divine energy to come through you. Just like what we said to Solera, you're just allowing our energy to come through you. So it doesn't really matter because we know what we're doing, right? These classes that you come to, these master classes that you come to, Solera doesn't know what we're going to talk about in advance, right? There's no curriculum. And yesterday, a couple of students were asking Solera, what are you going to teach, right? Because we're doing the fast track to millions, which is a short course. And she was like, I don't know. I've never known what the guides have to teach, right? And someone was trying to demand her to give them a curriculum. But we don't work that way. And do you know why we don't work that way? It's because we're here to teach people who have faith. And if you don't have faith in the first place, we can't make you have faith. This is why we don't tell people what's to come in advance. And if you wanted a 10-step plan to make money, just go to YouTube and watch other people's videos. You don't really need us. But we're here to do energetic alchemy on you, right? And to do transformation on both the soul level and the physical level. You want to go to Z, like you're at A, you want to go to Z. For us, it's like, oh, here's a straight line, just go here. But if you want to do like the 10-step, 20-step human plan, just go to YouTube, watch other people's video, and you know what you're going to do? You're going to do the zigzag. Zigzag, 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 zigzag. And then eventually 10 years, 20, 30 years later, you get to like P. You're not going to get to Z. Okay. How do we know? Because we've seen it, right? With people, just humanity, right? Remember, we're not like 100 years old. We're like eons old, right? So we're quite old if you count us in age. And if you don't count us in age, then we're ageless. We teach people who have a certain level of faith already, because without it, you simply won't be able to go through this journey with us. You won't. The ego is going to come in and there have been students like this, and they tell Solera, you're not doing a good job, you should make me rich already. How come I'm not successful? And then we say to them, well, we've told you everything that you needed to do and you haven't done any of your homework. So what do you expect? Right? We can't live your life for you. So Teresa, just really allow spirit to come through you. You are a conduit of divine energy. Okay, just remember that. Okay. Let's see. Dominique. I'm triggered. I get triggered that with more money, I can't hide in the safe zone of others and will have to defend myself alone. Oh yeah, I totally get that. So yes, when you have money, your energy, first of all, will have to expand enough to match that income level, whatever it is that you're thinking of. Let's say it's $10 million. Okay. So then the energy has to expand. And when your energy expands, obviously people notice that, right? And then yes, some people are going to get jealous of you. Some people try to scam you. Those things will happen. Doesn't mean that it has to happen to you. Again, there will be obstacles, right? It's never going to be just one smooth, flat ride. Um, but also, as you go on this journey, there will be other people who are coming with you. There are going to be a lot of people who can't come with you. Right? Solera has lost quite a bit of friends, and she really values her friends. But we say to her, some people can't come with you. They just can't. Like they're not a match to who you're becoming, and you can't bring them along. She gets quite upset when we say that. But it does not mean that you have to be alone. Because guess what? Even though you will lose people as you climb to the top of the mountain, some people will drop off, right? There will still be the really solid people in your life when you get to the top. Maybe not 100 of them, but maybe there'll be 5 of them. Okay. So start having this mindset that I don't have to climb to the top by myself. And quite frankly, nobody does. Okay. You have to have people around you. Nobody climbs to the top alone. It's not possible because if you're just climbing by yourself, okay, it's like you will lose motivation. Right? People who climb Mount Everest, they train and they train with other people. Right? They hire coaches, they get in the right mindset. And there are, going to be like the 2 or 3 that make it to Mount Everest, right? the top. But lots of people make to base camp. That's a good start, right? And so don't think that you have to defend yourself by yourself. Actually, there will be other people doing the same journey as you. So we really encourage you actually to look for other people, join groups, start seeking out people that are also on the same journey as you. Like be active and reach out to people and introduce yourself to people and tell them what you would like to create in the world. I mean, chances are there are going to be a lot of people who are similar to you. So you can walk that path together, not by yourself. Like at any given times, Solera is always surrounded by friends. She's never doing this alone. And plus she has us, right? So she's never alone. But even your human friends, there will be people next to you. And, if you get to like Mark Zuckerberg rich, you'll probably have your own security team, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay. So I hope that is clear. Seek others who are going on the same journey. Okay. Seek them out. Okay. Very good. Yeah. And trigger and worry that I don't have enough time age-wise to do what I need to do for my business. Right behind that is concern that I am healthy enough to handle all the success and work. Okay, so because this one is really about time, right? You being at a certain age and you're going to be healthy enough. Okay, let's see. So age is in your mind. Yes, age is definitely also, what it represents in terms of your linear time, right? How you think about time. I'm 35, I'm 40, I am 55, I'm 65, 70. However, there are also what you would call old people, right? They're like 100 years old. They're very, very healthy and they're still doing a lot of things because in their mind, right? The trick is in their mind, even if they're 100, they still feel like they're like 45. They feel, I'm still 45, I'm wise enough to know like the tricks, right, of life. And I still have energy and I still have goals. I still have things I want to accomplish. Like they're looking forward. They're looking forward. Even at 100, they're still looking forward. They're like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get to 110. And then at 110, they're like, okay, I'm going to get to 120. Right? So Larry keeps telling people that she's going to be at least 120. And after she hits 120, she'll decide if she wants to be alive or not. Okay. Again, it's just your mindset about age. Of course, you can say just there, but you might get hit by a bus, right? There is a real possibility. since she's always walking on the wrong side of the street and like, look in the wrong direction. But it's really how you're feeling towards yourself. If you really feel your age, it means you have bought into the limiting beliefs that other people have told you, society has told you what that age should look like and should represent, right? In the United States, you retire, let's say, at 65, 67. And you're like, okay, this is what a retired person should look like. I work my whole life to save up money so I can retire, so I can go travel. And then you hit that age, you're like exhausted, right? We recommend that you focus more on what is really passionate for you. Let's say you have 2 more years to live. How would you really show up? You only have 2 more years to live. We say you only have 2 more. How would you show up? What's your passion that will really light you up till the end? In fact, that will give you energy till the end. But you're not living that way, right? You're living based on your conditioning at the moment, and you're spiritual, you're actually deeply spiritual, but there's still kind of that human part of you that really pulls you back, and you're not really giving it 100%. And somebody's like, oh, but I have health issue and here and there. But health issue is also emotional issue. It's accumulative thoughts and feelings that have condensed into blockages within the body. That's why people get sick. If your mind was completely clear all the time, you would have no blockages in the body. Just wouldn't. Okay. But people say, oh, but they're like chemical and toxins and things like that. Yes. If you, of course, are drinking from a toxic lake, okay, then chances are, you will get sick. But everything is a vibration, right? You're not a vibrational match to that, so that will not happen to you. Okay, so really start looking forward to what really makes you feel passionate and excited. That's the energy that will move you forward. It's not really about age. But if you're just like living based on your logic, based on your fears, yeah, you're gonna feel really old, and your body is gonna show it. Okay. Okay, very good. I'm gonna answer one last question. Lynn, why am I not trusting myself? Why is it so difficult to create? So we'd like to help you reframe, because you're asking us, right? You're asking why, but in like the negative way. So let's turn those two questions around, and we're really glad that you're asking that. So why am I trusting myself? Sounds almost funny, right? And then why is it easy to create? Okay, we want you to write it down, those two questions, but in the positive way. Why am I trusting myself? Why is it so easy to create? And that is going to be our homework to you. You're going to answer those questions, but in the positive form. Why am I trusting myself? Right? You can also add it like, why am I trusting myself easily, joyfully, lovingly, right? And why is it so easy to create? You see, you don't need us to tell you that, because once you tap into the energy of those two questions that we just gave you, you'll find those answers, because it's so easy to create because you're a creator. You're born to be one, literally. And if you tap into the energy, I'm a creator. Why is it so easy to create? Why is it so easy to create? Why is it so easy to create? And that becomes your new thought, new belief, new energy. Your energetic imprint will switch from why is it so difficult to create to why is it so easy to create? And you will actually make a jump. It's almost like we're showing Solera, like a leaping action. There's like a gap in the middle, right? They're like two sides. You're like over here in the negative. But if you switch to why is it so easy to create, you'll actually be able to make that jump. This is what quantum leaping is, by the way. It's surpassing the 10-step process that people demand Solera to give them. We don't do 10-step process, and you can go somewhere else for that because that's not what we teach, right? So why am I trusting myself? Like start to think that, okay, why am I trusting myself? Well, because who else am I going to trust if I don't trust myself? Right? That's number one. Who else are you going to trust? Like if you don't trust yourself, who else? You think there's somebody who's going to know more about you than you? You're also an extension of God, right? Everyone is an extension of God, a child of God, a son of God, daughter of God. When Solera first started channeling Jesus, she asked him, so tell me, are you really the son of God? Right? Solera's not Christian, so she's like, who are you? And Jesus said to her, technically, everybody is the son of God. Okay? Everybody is the son of God. Or you can use daughter of God if you get offended with the word son. Same idea. Why is it so easy to create? So that power is already dormant. It's like if a little seed can become a plant, you can create, right? If like a street-born kitten can grow up to be a cat, you can create. Seriously, just like look around, right? Nature gets born like every day, every second of the day, every millisecond of the day. That's the power of creation. And you don't think you are as good as a plant, right? Sounds ridiculous when we say that. Why you don't think you're as good as, you know, of a creator as a plant? Weeds grow, right? Like in the field. That's the power of creation. Literally. The only thing that's blocking you is just your thought about it. So rewrite those two questions. And you might actually want to practice that every single day. You wake up, you're going to write those two questions down every single morning. Do it for the next 30 days and see what happens. Again, we can offer you a very simple method to overcome your challenges, but whether you actually do what we tell you, we don't really care. Not because we don't love humans, but we're not here to control you, right? And we're complete for today, okay? Okay, excellent, everyone. Thank you so much for coming here. Just take a deep breath, pat yourself on the back for showing up today. You did really good. Pat, pat, pat. I love it when the guides tell students to do that. It's like just to pat your own shoulders. Okay, so excellent. Great. I was gonna answer the questions about Fast Track to Millions. Again, it's a 4-week course, it's self-study course. They're not telling me what the program is. That's why I do these master classes, right? Just so you to understand what they can do. And it's always beyond what I think. It's always beyond what I logically can think and experience. But from what I can understand, from what I've experienced with the guides, there will be a lot of healing, definitely stretching your money container, healing, actually just really healing your inner child, doing patches also on your energy container. I think a lot of you are leaking your energy out to different people. So, they'll teach you probably how to like bring your energy back. Okay, so many things are beyond the logical mind. Like I used to be so logical. I had a friend recently that called me. She's like, can you believe it? You used to be so logical. He was my financial planner. He was like, you used to be so logical. And now you're telling me about Atlantis. Like, because I had a call with him the other day. Like, who is this person? But yeah, I have seen enough magic transformation, okay, from the guides to know their work is so powerful. I think I'm probably like the biggest testimonial, right? Because I used to be such a hot mess. really hot mess. Like I didn't know how to manage money. I didn't know how to make money. I didn't think I was worthy of it. You know, I thought people who buy nice fancy things are kind of greedy people, and I had all these limiting beliefs about myself. And over time, that really changed. And it didn't take very long. Sometimes they would just tell me like that one thing, and that one thing would shift me completely. You know, like for me, what really got to me and changed me about money was like, just start treating money as your friend. And I really got that, you know. But again, that was something that was very like deeply meaningful for me because I really like friendship. So, and also, you know, each container that I create is an energy container. Each program that I create is an energy container. So the guides are always working with the energy of the people who are in it. Does that make sense? Like they're working with your energy, individual energy, and an energy collectively as a group. So as you're entering into, you know, this program or any program that I create, it becomes an energetic container. It's like we're creating a vortex together, right? That spins up and up and up. And so they are utilizing also like your energy and then lifting your energy up, you know, individually, but also collectively. And really that's how every single program has been channeled. It's like they just know what that particular group needs. Like it could be the same course, honestly, and they will teach it differently because it's different energy. Okay. So if you're looking for the 10-step curriculum, sorry, can't give it to you. They just won't give it to me. Okay. I can't demand them, unfortunately. I've even tried to censor them in the past. They wouldn't let me. So, you know, it is what it is. And also the rebirth program is open. Rebirth program is my one-on-one individual VIP program. If you're serious about change, like that would absolutely change your life. Okay. Everything, of course, tailor-made for you. You have access to me, you know, pretty much Monday through Friday. We'll do individual sessions together. There'll be, let me just mention, there'll be one session where it's kind of the monthly theme of what you need to work on. All the guides will come and teach you what you need to do. And then the second one is the money activation that's uniquely programmed to you. So that's just like 15 minutes, 20 minutes of an activation or clearing, depending on what you need, okay, that month. And then the third one is you'll get to meet your own special guide, your own special spiritual guide, right? Who's going to come forth. And different people have had different guides. Some people, it's like Jesus comes, you know, comes forth. For other people, it's Kuan Yin. So it really depends on you. And the guide that you resonate with most will be here to actually teach you and guide you and assist you. So that's a 6 months program. So if you're interested, come talk to me about it. Yeah, the guides will probably turn you inside out, not to scare you too much. But everything takes courage, right? And it's the people who are willing and who are brave, who are open, that will transform the fastest and really stretch in that direction. Okay, in the direction for your highest good, in the direction of abundance and health and love. And once you're in the container rebirth, honestly, we work on everything, not just money. Money will be a big topic, obviously. But it's really about your inner transformation. It's like we're going to clear ancestral things from your mom's side, from your dad's side, past life stuff, your inner child, wounding, all those things, limiting beliefs that you have for like 50 years. The guys probably start to pull them out week by week. So again, right, change does take a little bit of time. It doesn't have to be slow, but you do have to go through that process of transformation, right? It's like building muscles. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about that. You can just DM me about the program, and I'll drop the link if you want to do the 4-week course, self-study course. There'll be no live classes for that, but I'll be dropping the lesson every single week. Actually, I've already dropped the first one yesterday, and so I'll be doing more and there'll be a whole lot more lessons to come. Okay, so I will see you soon. Bye.